Hey guys, my name is Brad and welcome to the first Forza Motorsport 7 event showcase video. So to begin, we'll review the replay of the fastest time in the event. After that, I'll give the event a go myself and see how close I can get to the #1 time, or maybe even possibly beat the #1 time. After all that, I'll give my suggestions on the event to help you guys get a quicker time here, and then it'll go into some cinematics and compare the difference between my lap and the quickest lap. Enjoy. In this showcase event, we'll be taking a D-Class 1990 Mazda MX5 around Brands Hatch GP circuit. Setup is by the name on screen right now. Let's begin. So the quickest time in this event was ran by ORF Apollo, which is who we're on board with right now and who I'll be trying to beat, or at least get close to later on in the video. A 1 minute 39.936 is the time that I'm aiming for. Now that we've reviewed the replay, it's now time to start my hot lap session and see how close I can get to #1. Outlap has now started. So as you guys can see, we're about like 4 seconds off pace at the moment after the first hot lap. But I made lots of mistakes and there's more improving that can be done. So take the first corner through gear 4, go to gear 3 through this corner, possibly gear 2. Gear 3 seems a little bit slow, so maybe gear 2. Back up to gear 4, down to gear 3 again. Completely missed the apex, that's not ideal. This corner, brake at the 1 marker, go down into gear 3, let off the throttle a little bit and let it coast. back up to gear 4, and then go into gear 5 toward the end through the bridge right here. Gear 6. A little wide. Enter this corner wide and turn in on the inside. After about 2 hot laps, we're currently 3 seconds off pace, so we have a lot of time to make up. Much better entry through that corner than last lap. Going deeper. Going into gear 2 this time instead of gear 3. Redlined it a bit. Screwed up my exit. Gear 4. Brake at the 1 marker. Gear 3. I think you might even be able to take that corner in gear 4 if you get it right. Gear 6. 1 marker. Gear 5. That's a very tricky corner to get right. Too wide there. Gear 4. Brake at the 1 marker, gear 3, let off the throttle, go back on. 4. 5. Brake, let off the throttle a bit, go back on. So we're still about 2 seconds off pace, but after our 3rd hot lap we're about 2 seconds off the time now. So we still got a lot of time to make up, but we're slowly getting there. Gear 3. Much better through that corner. Still slower, but go deep into that corner to get a better exit. Again, just barely going too wide. That was slightly better. Up by 3/10. Sucks that it's a dirty lap though. Okay, so we're now under 2 seconds of the quickest time. It's dirty though, we just need to do this cleanly now. So hard to get that corner right. Much better. Much better through there. Ooh. Oh yeah, so much better. So much better. We're still off a little bit, but so much better. Again, going deep into that corner. Up by 4/10. Wide. Maybe could have gone through that a little bit quicker. Currently up by almost 5/10, so pretty good lap. Much better. So we're now at a 41.081. So we are just over a second off pace. I want to try and get within a second of the quickest time, about another 2/10, and then we'll be within a second of the quickest time. I don't expect to beat it. I'm not very good with this car and track combo, but I want to attempt to get within a second. Taking that first corner in gear 5, much better exit. Decent exit out of that corner. Up by almost 2/10. A 140.998 after 19 laps of hot lapping. I want to try a little bit more and see if I can maybe get under a second of the quickest time. After 33 hot laps, I was finally able to get within a second of the quickest time. My time was a 140.933, with the quickest time being a 139.936, so just under a second. There's a lot more time that can be made up, but I'm glad to be within a second of the quickest time. I'm just going to put in a few more laps and then I'm going to be done. I was able to get my time down to a 140.893, so I am within a second of the quickest time now. I'm still not on my potential though. I had a few splits for 140.5s, but screwed the lap up. A 140.8, if I really put in the time, I probably could shave another 3-4 tenths off, but I would be sitting here for a century if I was to do that, so a 140.893 will be my final time. But I've got more in me, at least another 2 to 3 tenths, but I'm glad to be within a second of the fastest time anyway. It took me 48 hot laps and 49 laps, 2 hours a laps, including rewinds and all that. Now that the hot lap session is over, it's now time to review the laps and do some cinematic. So quickly, before we get to the lap review, here are my results from this video's showcase event at Brands Hatch GP circuit in a D-Class 1990 MX5 Mazda Miata. So a 140.893 put me in 7th place globally, 3rd place regionally, and 2nd place in hardcore. Not bad results at all, despite being nearly a second off pace. Anyway, now on to the lap review. Now, here's the lap review. On the left is ORF Apollo's lap, and on the right is my lap. So as you guys see, through this first corner here, me and Apollo are pretty much on par with each other, not losing too much time. He's a little bit ahead of me at this point, but not enough where he can really gain an advantage and actually, gain anything. This corner too, me and Apollo aren't too off from each other. He's a little bit ahead, but not enough where he can really gain anything. This corner here is when I started to lose pace. As you guys saw, I clipped the curb a little bit too much, lost traction, and probably lost maybe 3 or 4 tenths from that alone, and that right there is what killed my lap. The lap wasn't terrible, but me losing traction there is what killed my time. It killed me through the rest of the track, and I could not make that time up. That corner there, Apollo had a better exiting at a slightly higher top speed, maybe 2 miles an hour, but will definitely have an effect toward the end of the straight here. This corner, I believe I did a little bit better than Apollo. I believe that Apollo might have went a little bit too deep into that corner, so I believe I did that corner better than him. But other than that, Apollo was faster than me through this track. Except for that one corner, I do believe I was a little bit quicker than him. This end section, not terrible, but could have been better. It wasn't a terrible section, but I lost so much time losing traction earlier, I just could not get that time made up. This corner here, I lost some time. Probably would have been quicker to stay in gear 4 through that corner instead of downshifting to gear 3. This corner, again, probably could have been a little bit better. Probably could have gone a little bit deeper, and I probably would have saved some time there. But other than that, not a terrible lap. It could have been better, could have been worse.